Hi, Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights. We're checking the latest incoming storm here that'll be affecting a large area of interior New England, as well as coastal New England for basically Thursday into Friday. And this is a storm system that will feature mostly all snow for our neck of the woods here. Model tracks always important, and we'll take a look at that. Now, this storm system is currently the makings of which is already affecting portions of the southeast Gulf coastal region with combinations of rain, freezing rain, with a major ice storm potential, as well as some wet snow loading as well, just a little bit another ribbon to the north, and we'll get into that in a second. But first, this is a valid 1 o'clock Wednesday afternoon. By the next run here, you'll start to see the makings of an area of low pressure here in the Panhandle region of Florida. And as I take this, we'll move this along. This area of low pressure showing two model runs of the European. That would be the 12Z model run yesterday. That would be yesterday afternoon's run, as well as the last night's run earlier this morning, matching up very nicely with the red and black. Now, the blue line is the American Global Forecast System, the GFS. It's a little bit offset off to the east, but it's got the idea, and it's coming into line more and more with the European. As we advance this 12-hour frames, this is now valid in the morning hours at about 7 o'clock on Thursday. I have a strong area of low pressure centered, it looks like, over the Piedmont or just in the interior sections of North Carolina. This will be taking a very close track up the coast. And the next 12-hour panel here, you can see where the American GFS in blue is starting to come together very nicely. And basically, this is centered now roughly about, that would be 7 p.m. on Thursday. Then it looks like on Friday morning, um, that's not Friday morning, but yes, that would be early morning hours, about 1 o'clock in the morning. And then this continues to track into the Gulf of Maine, a fairly good position to produce some jackpot snows even into a good section of Vermont. And as you can see, a secondary low is going to be following that, kind of an Alberta Clipper system that's also going to provide us with some snow, it looks like, on Friday night into Saturday as well. But the other storm of concern in the longer range is another one that'll be developing in the Hook Panhandle type low. It looks like a lake cutter system. You can see that in the middle of the country out over here at this point. And this is valid basically Monday afternoon. And this system looks like it could be a problem with just too much warm air getting in trained and also producing some kind of a snow to rain with a combination probably of sleet and freezing rain mixed in. It looks like a secondary low tries to take over, but that's a long ways out. This is the middle of next week. And you can see that these model comparisons, they're not all that tight, but would not expect it to be at 190 hours out. However, this is a storm system that could bring us a little bit more problematic type precipitation in terms of travel. Would not anticipate a whole lot of problems for utilities with this kind of a setup. However, probably some high winds along the western slopes of the Green Mountains if this pans out accordingly. But that secondary low may save the day and may hold the cold air, as there's a lot of snow cover, and we'll have a decent snowpack by that point for the middle part of next week. This is a look at the 500 millibar setup here, and at about 18,000 feet aloft. And what we'll see is the formation of that area of low pressure and how it tracks up the coast, and looks like through the Gulf of Maine, crossing eastern New Brunswick, western Nova Scotia, and into Prince Edward Island country and the Gulf of St. Lawrence, and then back up north of Newfoundland. So this is a fairly strong weather system, and the track would be very, very favorable for all snow for our neck of the woods, including some jackpot snows here locally across the state of Vermont. And the second system we'll be watching is that system on Tuesday, and that's associated with this storm that'll be developing in the Central Plains. And we'll be watching that here. There it is right there. It kind of whips into to the north and sort of into Quebec, but a secondary low develops right on its tail end, kind of a classic Miller B type setup, and that may save the day for us here on Tuesday into Wednesday of next week. There's the first system. This is coming in for Thursday into Friday. Second system will then quickly work through, and then the third system, this is the inland system, the lake cutter, which has more problems with it due to so much warm air entrainment. Now, just for kicks, we'll look at the accumulated snowfall at 10 to 1 ratios for the European model. And this system here is fairly significant because it's going to lay down a pretty significant swath, including the area around Northern Virginia, the metropolitan D.C. area, and a fairly significant storm. Now, it looks like the heaviest track of the heaviest snows will be across southern Vermont into central New Hampshire. It looks like central Maine with this particular snowstorm. You're looking at probably better than 8 inches in there in the darker blue color. So we're thinking probably somewhere around 5 to 10, 4 to 8, somewhere in that area. Now, another system, of course, will follow that, and this is the one for 12Z on that would be on Saturday. And that system looks like adds a little bit, so you're looking at better than 10-inch amounts for parts of southern Vermont. And then continuing on, just for kicks, I would not, I would just kind of laugh at this point. But you can see that there are other systems that will be affecting us. This one on Tuesday, and just for kicks, that's 15 to 18 inches, 18 to 21 inches, and that sort of lighter purple over parts of central New Hampshire, very, very close to the eastern portion of Vermont. And of course, southern Vermont solidly in the 15 to 18 inch category. This would all be accumulated snowfall, brand new, by Wednesday of next week. I would laugh at this a little bit, but it's something to keep in mind. And you can see just where the heavy snow really is going to accrue. That area of white there and around the Newfoundland coast, you're talking greater than 30 inches, and that's starting from zero right now. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights Consulting.